don't know if we've got the capacity for a full bale of silage, so I'm not going to chance it because I don't want any left over. Alrighty, let's go visit the last field. It's a little bit glitchy on the draw distance of grass in this field. It's showing the dirt underneath it because this is a field, not a pasture. We ploughed it up, we planted it. I don't know I really needed to, because it's not like we're using this for any form of income. I could go out and harvest the fields and make silage out of it. Oh, I left the gate open. Why did I do that? I don't recall doing that, but okay. Probably find all our sheep have run off. Okay, come around the back. Oh, careful. As you can see, I've got it too close to the ground, so the steering's just not working. Alright, that's a good thing. So that's all the floor. Whoa, what happened? Was I not paying attention? Oakfield Sheep Farm. Is that auto? Entirely possible, but for some reason that suddenly started working. Which means I've got leftover grass and nothing I can do with it. Okay, 1,000 litres of grass. Should have checked that before I did that. Anyway, let's top up the rest. And throwing bales around, yay. Okay, how's that looking? It didn't take the sugar beets. Clover hay, it could use a little bit more, but frankly, not too concerned with that. That's all the beets we need. It's a nice thing, they need sugar beets, but they don't use a full, close to a full crate, or even half a crate. So, actually, 1302, I guess they use about half a crate. Or a whole, I don't even know. But anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's get this out of here. I'm going to leave the gate open. So I'm going to bring the truck here. Oh, did I already do that? I guess I did. Okay. So, that's all the food done. Time to get in the truck and go places. The only grass disposal place I have is the farm silo, so that is what I've been using. It works okay. And during the winter I can take some with me when I go feed sheep. Because the trough will stop the autofill of grass. And also when it snows, that can get annoying trying to collect the grass. So we are really badly down on sugar beet crates here. But I didn't sell all of our crop from the last harvest, so we do have some. Okay, let's let's jump in there and go sell some sheep. Okay. Now most of the sheep here are 1 year old, so I think we're selling the youngsters. Okay, one of my vehicles is full. Looks like the front one. And now the back one. So this field I'm probably mostly going to sell the younger sheep. Because we did start the year out with more than 250 in this field. And that's primarily because these were all young sheep birthed last year. And so I didn't know how many of them were old enough, if any, to reproduce. I said I think the oldest sheep in this field are about 1.3 years old. And they have to be one, which means you go through half of December before they're old enough to reproduce. Anyway, that's a good number of sheep. We need to drive places and not crash into stuff would be a plan. Oh, and I need to get the sprayer out as well. I think basically I'm going to reduce that top field down to 250 sheep that are at least a year old, and then we'll, at least that way, we're guaranteed 250 in that field next year. More. The other fields will sell predominantly the youngsters, but I am going to sell 3 trailer loads of old sheep, so that we're continuously renewing our flock. At least that's kind of the plan, and that's annoying. He's going to drive up the hill at 18 miles an hour, and I would prefer not to sit behind him for that long. Of course, knowing my luck, we'll get stuck behind him when we pull out of the animal dealer on the way back. Anyway. Be the last. I think this will be the last of our spring income. I don't think that was the greatest plan. I have quite spectacularly managed to get myself Stuck on the shed. Dorset sheep, there we go. $7,500, that's actually not too bad. I am actually not sure how much we're going to end up with selling it. I think I figured it out. I haven't figured out how many truckloads. I figured out how many sheep, but not how many truckloads. Confirm. That was almost 8,000. So as we go down the list, the value of the sheep will increase. Oh, you are not going to get in front of me. So, this truck I noted a lot easier to drive than the Land Rover. It's got a little bit more weight to it and a little slower top speed. But just enough to make general handling a little bit easier. Oops. Although the width of the roads is always a challenge here. And the adverse camber on that can be a problem. That side mirror's a bit in the wrong place. Can't seem to be doing anything about it. Okay, so back to the farm. So we're up to 209. That's a good start. And obviously selling the older sheep is going to be, I don't know how significant, but a fair bit more income than selling the baby sheep. I mean, even given all that, they're still half the price that you pay for them to. Or they're half the value of their purchase. But I think we've definitely covered the original purchase cost of our flock, because I think we started with about 50. Probably about 52. I think we had 4 loads from the Johnston trailer, and that carries about 13. Alrighty, point 2. Okay, let's scroll down and find some that aren't 1 year old. Otherwise we're pulling out the yearlings. Oh, there we go. Livestock trailer's full. Oh, you. Oh. You have to click on confirm. And I forgot to. Okay, scroll down to the 0.3s again. No, we're selling off. This is the sell-off. We're basically now at the point where the sheep are not producing wool, they're not producing babies. So I just want to reduce the food consumption for the next 9 months until they get back to productive again. So that's where we're sitting right now. I've got 391 in this field, so a fair few more to sell. And I want to end up with 250 in each field, so that at the very least we're doubling the flock yearly. Oh, right, we're full. So now if I look at the food in this field, doesn't seem to be, well, I don't know. Technically these are now overloaded because that's more food than the sheep need for 2 days. But yeah, 5,000. Oh, they're still producing wool. But yeah, we're kind of today and tomorrow, and that's all the wool that's going to happen. And the value of the sheep is going down, the value of the wool is going down. So kind of okay with not worrying too much about maxing production. Obviously baby sheep are produced during December, but only adult sheep produce wool, so there's all that too. So reducing it to 250 means that we only ever have 250 sheep producing wool in each field, and even then that's a lot of wool. I think we sold our wool for 146,000 this year, and we've already sold about 50,000 in sheep, plus another, was it 15,000 just now? So yeah. Might have been a little bit more than 15. Anyway, this should be a fairly lucrative load because we had some 3-month-old sheep in it, and they should be a little bit more valuable than the 2s and the 1s. And great, just in time. No, this guy would actually go straight on at the roundabout, but we'll get stuck behind the red car instead. That didn't take long. So I think we'll try not to crash into the barn this time. Oops. Angle the camera. The problem is these trucks are this truck is quite high, so the camera angle can be not too ideal from that level. But we're moving, what is it, 56 sheep per time, so approximately 5 trips per field reduces the flock to the level I want it to be. I don't have to do them all today. We're already up to 6, 7, 8,600, yay. And I think we will sell a couple of yearlings from this field as well, which may be up to 400. That's all done. It's almost 9. So yeah, if I look at when did we do wool sales? We did wool sales here, 137 from wool. This is all the sheep that we've sold. So 50, 60, 70, about 75,000 now. And we're not even, we haven't really started. That's just 2 loads today. We're up to 75,000. So we're probably going to make more money selling sheep than we make from the wool. Which then brings us down to, well, I do know in Farm Sim 22, I think round about month 24, you start, your dairy cows are worth more than your beef cows. So if you're going to keep your cows for more than 2 years, that 6 months of milk production pushes the income from a dairy cow higher than the income from a beef cow. But you want to cycle those cows out at 3 years old. You want to sell them and give yourself room to breed them. What I'm not sure, I know that the milk sales makes up for the difference between beef and dairy. What I'm not as certain, because I didn't do the math for it, but it would be interesting to know, is do you make more from milk sales or do you make more from beef sales? Because obviously with the dairy cattle, you've got the value of the dairy cattle, which caps out after 2 years, plus the income from the constant production of milk. That's annoying. The beef cattle keep gaining value until the end of the 3rd year, 36 months, and then they start losing value. I'll probably call it again.
You get where you're going, but
Okay, I'll load this up. Position drop. Something going weird here. Okay, for some reason I got no hit on the cell on the sheep box. Or my keyboard's not working, one of the two. Well, that figured the sheep's working. Okay. I think for right now, I'm going to call it here. Basically, the rest of the day is I've got 300 sheep to sell. I need to go and do some stuff, so I wish you all a good weekend. We should be back next week, normal time. See where we end up. I actually don't know what the plan is until harvest happens, which is late summer. But for right now, I wish you all a good weekend, and I'm out of here.